Okay, I'm very politely going to call hogwash, BS, and nonsense on a statement made. And actually, I like the camera store's reviews. Actually, I like their reviews, I think, better than anybody else's reviews, except for my own. They did one thing wrong at 13 minutes and 51 seconds in their latest video on the Fujifilm X-T20 review. They said, Fuji doesn't have a strong TTL flash system. Actually, now it is even better than Nikon's. The god of speedlights, which is definitely me, and that is undeniable, will tell you that right now Nikon, for example, has the SB5. Nikon been making their stuff in Japan, speedlights for a long time. Even their old frickin' speedlights are still reliable. All speedlights burn out, but they're the most reliable speedlights out there. Now Nikon's gone to an incredibly... Nikon speedlights in the past 10 years have always been incredibly complex. Most people cannot figure them out. I mean, they are incredibly complex. Very complex. I mean, they will blow your socket. The user's manual is as big as the user manual for their, their high-end DSLRs. Now they're freaking made in China. Now they're nowhere near as reliable as they used to be. Now they're even more expensive. Not only are they not made in Japan, they're more expensive. They're breaking down. The SB5000 has a design flaw. I reviewed the thing. Did not buy one. Fujifilm now has more and better options than Nikon does. Within a span of a year and a half, with Nissan, also there's a big announcement from Nissan. It's going to be next week, okay? I can't tell you everything, but just wait till next week. It'll be a huge thing from Nissan, okay? The EFX 500 speedlight, yes, it's made by Metz for Fujifilm. The menu system and how intuitively it is laid out is better than anybody else's speedlight. The Nissan is even better than that. There's a lot of advantages to the Nissan i60A, and there are going to be a lot more advantages to that speedlight here within about 7 days, okay? So that statement from the camera store that Fujifilm does not have any of these studio strobes, Einstein units, Pulse buff units, Godox, Profoto, ring lights, yada yada, is the same on Nikon as it is on Fujifilm. And now Fujifilm has better speedlight options than Nikon does. Nikon's wireless creative light, now I know people are going to say, well, you have to have two EFX 500s to communicate in TTL and HSS. I know that's a bummer. But do you know how bad Nikon's wireless CLS or creative light system is? It sucks. It is abysmally bad. It just sucks. So this statement is wholly untrue. I am not limited in any way, shape, or form on Fujifilm when it comes to speedlights or TTL flash systems. Also, the fact is that the HSS, high-speed sync, for Fujifilm is better for Fujifilm than it is for Nikon currently. That's a fact. I got lots of Nikon speedlights. A lot of them. I got over 50 of them, actually. I got Nissan speedlights for Fuji. I have the EFX 500 speedlights for Fuji. All of these studio strobes, they all work the same on Fuji as they do on Nikon. So the notion that Fuji doesn't have a strong TTL flash system is hooey, hogwash nonsense, poppycock. And, no big deal. Everybody makes mistakes, but, dear the camera store, you are wrong on that statement. You need to update your information. I think they're just not very familiar with the TTL options for Fujifilm now. But now they're actually better for Fuji than they are for Nikon. Which seems impossible. If you told me that 2 years ago, I would have been like, oh, you're smoking crack. That's crazy. But it's true now. Nikon, I think that's the canary in the coal mine for Nikon, because Nikon really took a dump on their CLS and their speedlights. They're like, well, let's jack the price up and start making them cheaply in China. It's like, well, that's a really smart move there, Nikon. Schmucks. Schmucks. So good one on you there, Nikon, for pulling that rabbit out of your hat, your fanny. I mean your hat. Fuji. So that statement is incorrect. Thank you and goodbye. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.